Hello and welcome to the latest This is the Music Meets podcast. I'm delighted to be joined by the Kaves, a four-piece hailing from Glasgow, who are well and truly on the rise. Lads, thanks very much for coming on today. How are you all doing?
Good.
How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. The going to have a bit of a moan because the weather down here in the south of England is pretty horrific at the minute. But other than that, it's all good.
It's heavy grim up here as well.
So, just to sort of to kick things off and to introduce the listeners into who you are as a band, can you just sort of like go around and say who you are, and what your role is within the band?
Start with me. No worries. I'm Liam and I play lead guitar.
I'm the singer and play rhythm guitar. Dave.
I'm Sean, I'm the booster, and I've attempted backing vocals, but
I'm Evan and I'm the drummer.
Great stuff. And you were saying there just before we started off that you're in the middle of rehearsals at the moment.
Yeah. Pirate Studios.
Nice stuff. So, can you kind of like then give us into a bit of a background, you know, in terms of how did the band start? How did you all meet each other? Yeah, take it away.
no, I think Liam and Dave met through music.
Our music website we found through Facebook. To find like-minded musicians to try and start a band, and
I was like,
this was the guy.
aye, we were going for about 6 months or something,
Aye, 6
and then Sean is Liam's wee brother, so then he joined, and then when did you join a bit?
Yes, how long has it been gone? Maybe
It was like weird. It was like a year. Stop start because of COVID.
Because of COVID, aye, it was in it. Like,
It didn't really start until like Evan joined.
it's just after COVID, first time we got out of the lockdown, and I went on the website Bandmix because I was just looking for people to play in a band with. I didn't know MD near me that was wanting to start a band, so I went on the website, and then these are the first guys I met on it. Just hit the jackpot right away.
thanks, mate.
Oh no, honestly,
You won the lottery, man.
Love that. So, in terms of the name, then, where did the Kaves? You know, who came up with the idea within the band? For where did that come from?
We were searching for band names for ages, and every band name we came up with was already a band name. So I don't know. I think we were having a conversation one night with our mum, and I'm pretty sure she said something similar. And I just said, what about the Kaves with a K? And as soon as I said that, I think I fucking hated it. So we just went with that. It kind of stuck. Right.
There was a few ideas on about it, but I felt like they were too long, or they were
Funny that Kaves is just short.
just straight and to the point. I think so. I think that was a lot.
There's another band in Ireland called Kaves, so we were like, I will just put it down the front of it. That Kaves completely different.
So, who would you say within the band is kind of like the practical joker, the one person that the rest of you are constantly having to keep an eye on and wondering what they're going to be up to next?
I'm the
No, you don't want me to mullet.
Oh yeah, aye. If you've got a mullet, it's got to be him. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about anyone's hair choices. And what makes him the practical joker then?
I've no idea, man. This is a pure shock to me. No, I think we're all kind of just as stupid as each other.
Aye, I
I've
think
got to say, I think Daniels are smart enough to come up with a decent practical joke.
Oh, okay, nice. And in terms of obviously, you know, here with us at This Is the Music, we're obviously trying to, you know, promote new bands, you know, like yourselves. Are there any bands or artists that kind of like over the in say 2022 that have really caught your attention at all?
There's been quite a few. There's like we've got to know a few bands in the scene that we're kind of. There's a band called the Exhales who we played with. The Nice and Sleazy's gig, man. They've got a good song at Silver Smiling, so they're pretty good. And there's like other bands like kind of oral bands. Try to think of else. There's been quite the Latitude as well.
There was a band I was listening to. What's it called again? Evan, I sent you. The Sooks, is it? They've got a song called Lucy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a great song. I think they're Australian.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they've got a really good sound on that song, so it'll be interesting to see what they do next.
Yeah, sure. And how about you, Ethan and Sean? Have you got any at all?
There was a band that we played with a few months ago. We played with them a few times actually, called The Modern Kind.
Yeah.
Like an Oasis vibe to them. They just put out an EP a few months ago, and personally I think they're really good. But they've not got a lot of listeners and stuff, but I think they deserve more than what they've got basically.
Yeah,
they're
sure.
Live band, like live, they've got a lot of energy, and they're really sound guys as well. So
we played with them in a pub last year. I think they all got kicked out after the gig.
I think it'd be a secret, sure.
Brilliant, living rock and roll to the full there by the sounds of it.
Aye, they're good guys.
So obviously you guys obviously have released 3 singles so far, which are all fantastic tunes. I'd like to kind of like focus on your recent single, Premonitions. Obviously it's got a great melody to it and a real hypnotic guitar riffs. So kind of like, how did this song come about in terms of the writing and the recording process?
I think I
came with an idea.
I sent like an idea to Liam. I sent 2 ideas to Liam, and then one you said basically that's shite and that one's good. So this was the good one.
Like the song was like the kind of how the first part of the song is with the riff.
Yeah.
The verse or the melody, and then kind of that like the first 2 verses. Basically, the first half of the song was what you sent.
Aye.
What we worked on, and then we just took it to the studio and just finished it again.
We worked on that bridge for ages, didn't we?
Yeah, the bridge at the end, just after, just before the big outro. I think that was like the last kind of part we worked on.
Yeah,
to change it up a little bit.
It was fun though, because it was a hard work to get it right.
First song we kind of all done together.
Yeah, it was a good. It was a good. Everyone was like had their own little part to it, and everyone was involved. So it was quite a good one to have next, I think.
Yeah, sure. And was that recorded in a recording studio, or is that something that you guys, managed to do yourselves, to the recording and the mixing and that type of stuff?
We demoed it first, and then went to Mark Morrow, who's a guy in Edinburgh. We recorded 2 tracks with him, and he was really good. We just took 2 days off work, all of us, and then just headed down there for 2 days.
Yeah.
Got a hotel and recorded 2 songs. And it was good because we'd not been to Edinburgh as a band, or we'd literally just been in Glasgow. So it was pretty good. It was a wee mini holiday.
Lovely stuff. Great city as well, Edinburgh as well. So's Glasgow.
Hotel that night, man. And we saw easily the maddest fucking thing ever. Like, we saw this guy, like it's at the Leaf Docks where this hotel was, or B&B, and there was these like kind of empty field with like trees, and there was this guy like fighting one of the trees.
He started crunching the branches.
Brilliant. No, we don't want to know what he'd been up to get in that state. and obviously there with the 3 singles that you've done so far, have any of you got like a particular favourite from what you've released?
I'd say the new one.
I think live, What's in Your Head's pretty good because it's got a lot of energy to it. I think it translates better. It's still good, but I think live it's different because it's.
I think that's been the song that we kick off with.
we start our sets with what's in your head,
Right.
and it kind of good because I kind of feel loose after it a little bit.
Aye, it takes away like all the nerves a wee bit.
It makes
Like, when
everybody
you're absolutely shite yourself before stage. Aye.
yourself, yeah.
And obviously, you just mentioned a little previously as well there about like some of the gigs that you've played, like predominantly in obviously in Glasgow. You obviously played at the Nice and Sleazy venue, and obviously a show as well at Broadcast. Obviously, they're pretty prestigious venues, aren't they, in Glasgow? So, kind of like from your perspective as a band, how did those shows go? And for people like myself that haven't actually been able to see you live yet, what can they expect from a Cave show?
A lot of variety.
Aye.
And like we finally kind of, I think, curate a set list that flows better.
Yeah,
Because a couple of gigs with songs that were like kind of quite similar, and it was all like kind of one level. Whereas now we like, we've got like acoustic slow songs and those fast songs and those like songs that are kind of a bit more weird as shit, but they're really fun to play, man, and it just flows better. You know what I mean? Like so.
yeah.
First time seeing us live, it's like you might know the singles if we decide to play them because I like playing new songs that nobody's ever heard. So there's always like a bit of variety, and I think you never really know what you're going to get. But we do, but you don't. You know what I mean? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of different people that have came to the gigs, and they've got a lot of different interests. And I feel like some of our slower acoustic songs are more suited to some people, and then some of our heavier songs are suited to others. So I think there's a good mix.
Talk to people after a gig and asking them what their favourite song is, and you get different answers from different people.
Yeah.
Whereas if we had just one song that was stand out better than the rest, everybody would say that one song.
Yeah.
But I think because we've got such a good mix of songs, getting all these different answers from people.
I've noticed that the kind of more recent gigs, that people have been singing along to the songs a lot more as well.
The unreleased one.
Yeah, the unreleased one.
And there's a song at the end. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, but they basically "Here we F and go."
Okay.
That one, because I remember we were playing in Nice and Sleazy's, and everybody was loving it, and I looked at the crowd, and there was my man down like, "Here we go!"
Brilliant. That sounds like that could be a new next single release.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks so much.
That was like the reason why Premonitions was our next single, because we played that. The first time we played that was King Tut's, and a few other gigs, and then that was getting spoke about the most, along with like another song. So that kind of gave us confidence to put that out.
Yeah, sure. Well, as I said before, I'm not surprised to hear that because it's a fantastic song.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
So, obviously, there you're currently rehearsing. Is that looking forward to sort of gigs for the for the rest of the year at all, or is that just sort of like a standard sort of band meet up type thing?
Well, one more gig to end the year at we're headlining a place called Room 2.
Yeah,
and that's where we had our first ever gig just last October. So, but a full circle moment. So, hopefully, it sells out in kind of a big way to end the year.
Yeah, definitely. And sorry, when did you say that gig was? Sorry,
The 9th of December.
9th of December, yeah.
So it's
That's
4 weeks, something
4
like
weeks, a Friday, man.
Friday.
4 weeks. Oh, okay, nice. So yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a great way for you to end the year, and we'll put the ticket link in this episode bio as well. And obviously, as you say, fingers crossed that it sells out and be a good way for you guys to end the year in style type thing.
Yeah.
So if you guys had a musical time machine, what era of music would you like to be transported back to?
Well, that's a good question, isn't it?
Fuck, man.
I think I would say
I'd say maybe the 90s because
90s, I mean,
that's
90s
where I
was-
feel like alternative stuff like peaked. Because I don't know, like everything like just
Everything just looks so cool in the 90s.
like it was like kind of the perfect combination of everything being well, but everything being absolute shite. So I think it'd just be real. Because there's a lot of shit in the 90s, but there's a lot of amazing stuff. And I don't know, like the past couple of reviews we've got, people have been saying, like mentioning the word Britpop. So I don't know if we've maybe fit in with that, because Britpop's only got a sound. There's just a lot of bands that were just happen to be Britpop around that time. So, because like some of the heavier stuff's quite grungy as well.
Yeah,
So
sure.
probably in the 90s. Like,
Yeah, I was probably saying
I'd say 80s. I love Guns N' Roses is one of my favourite bands.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
Only Guns N' Roses. Good fair.
Obviously, Sean, you've just said there who your one of your musical influences in the in Guns N' Roses, but for the rest of you, who are your musical inspirations and kind of like why is that?
I think for me, like talking about the 90s, I think the Verve were a big one for me. Richard Ashcroft, and like in particular, his songwriting,
Yeah,
his voice as well. It was like through school, he was like the first kind of 90s guy I was listening to, I would say. And obviously the classics, Oasis and Stone Roses and that. Aside from that, like guitar bands like Led Zeppelin and some of those older bands, they've always been like quite important. But you know,
well, I would say I was in the 90s. So the first couple of bands that I really loved was Stone Roses and Oasis.
yeah,
I found them when I was like maybe 15, 16.
Yeah.
Them definitely. It was Valentini, Scottish one.
yeah. He's got a cracking voice, isn't he?
his last album was easily one of the most unbelievable things I've ever heard. I does not miss. So if you're watching Family Quest for that album, mate.
So that's you just mentioned Paolo Antini's last album. Actually brings us on quite nicely to the next question, funnily enough. So can you remember what was the first album or maybe single that you purchased?
Probably Spice Girls or something.
The classic.
My sister's probably bought me Spice Girls, probably something like that.
I can't remember the first album I bought when I was a wee guy. It might have been something else, but I remember the first vinyl I bought was a Catfish and the Bottlemen when they were like, you know, the thing back then.
Yeah, yeah.
Bed or something.
I was married, that girl was alive, man.
First thing I remember buying for 99p on iTunes still was Mockingbird by Eminem.
Oh wow.
They let me buy it because I had swearing in it soon.
The first album I got, I had this one on my Christmas list, so I was getting really excited for it. It was the Killers Direct Hits album.
Nice, yeah.
And like that was, I listened to that on repeat for like that whole holiday.
It was a holiday we went on as a family, like back then, man, and that was just played constantly. I think my dad had this mad Ford Focus killing machine, man, all the time. But that Direct Hits album was getting played all the time. It was just fun to
Some great choices in there. And what is your favourite chocolate bar?
Oh, Reese's Pieces. I've been going through that peanut butter chocolates.
Good man.
Kinder Bueno for me. Kinder Bueno.
Oh,
Kinder Bueno.
I'm going to go with a heavy snobby option here, right? But Toblerone.
You only get that.
No, you're in Tesco, man. Like, it's pure
After Eights or something.
but that's it.
I used to get the Dairy Milk Oreo bar, £1 Oreo bar.
Oh, yeah.
nice. I think as soon as this is finished, I'm off now. I'm getting one each of them, I think.
Get Bake Off to watch mine.
Yeah. And keeping with the food theme, what is your favourite flavour of crisps?
It's a tough one.
So the flavour prawn cocktail is my favourite.
Aye, but what type of crisps?
Oh, so it's flavour.
Aye, is it?
Flaming Hot Monster ones.
Oh, I'm going out as well, Fleming.
I'm saying tangy cheese Doritos, I think.
I'm going to go extra schemy, man. Go Space Raiders.
Oh, shit.
Old school. And like last one on the on the food section. Are you Chinese or are you Indian when you're choosing your takeaway?
Chinese.
I'd say Indian, I think so.
Salt chili chicken, a bit of chow mein. Indian?
I think so. Really? I like spicy food, so Indian for me. If not, Singapore fried rice from the Chinese.
Nice stuff. And just sort of as well, going back now then onto the music side of things. Obviously, you've mentioned there the gig that you've got coming up on the 9th of December. What else is in the pipeline for you boys?
Well, I think we're going back to Edinburgh in February
Yeah.
to record 2 more songs.
So is that about done?
Hopefully.
I think we've got this. We've got a second single coming.
When the first time we went to Edinburgh, when we recorded Premonitions, we also recorded another song.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And is that planned to be? And is that planned to be released before the end of the year, or are you looking more into 2023 now?
January, we're thinking about.
Yeah, sure. And then and obviously you've spoken there, going back to Edinburgh in February to hopefully record 3 more songs. Are you looking? Would they be released as sort of standalone singles, or are you looking at maybe like the EP route or something like that at all?
Probably like a standalone singles, because I think if we'd done an EP, we'd like to kind of just do like, I don't know, 4 or 5 tracks, release one as a single, then oil it, rather than releasing oil as a singles first, and then kind of thing. But
I'm not trying to record it.
that'd take like a week and kind of record a few songs.
I think what's good as well is we've got songs already there that are just needing recorded, that we've played live, a lot of them live. So it's not like we're like looking for songs to write to. So we've got plenty of stuff there that we want to record. It's just getting the time to get it out there and getting the time to record it, and obviously trying to like promote them all individually so they get enough attention. Do you know what I mean as well?
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
We're planning for next year to spend more time recording and releasing rather than gigging, because we've done in the past year, I think we've done like
11 hometown gigs or something. Which is quite a lot for considering we've only been a band like just over a year. 13, is it now?
I mean, so it's like there's only so many times people can come and see you in Glasgow. So I think after this one in December, we'll last in Glasgow anyway for a good while. So hopefully people see that and shite themselves and buy a ticket and see the Kaves, man. You know what I mean?
Great.
A wee bit and get a lot more gigs and kind of festival slots, hopefully.
Yeah, sure. And just sort of as we are sort of, looking that way in terms of where we are in the year, would you guys ever consider maybe releasing either an original or maybe a cover of a Christmas song?
I don't know.
I would.
I'd cash in, absolutely. I'd cash in.
I would do it. I would do
If
it.
I heard this song, but I feel like a lot of Christmas songs are cheesy as hell.
When a band does a Christmas song, it can sometimes take away from them. Not take away from, but it's just there's already like Christmas songs that are classics that are going to get outplayed and overplayed all the time. So it would be hard to kind of break that barrier. You'd need to write an absolute belter.
You'd also need to like sound Christmassy, like if that makes sense.
Aye.
Like you'd need to be able to like
maybe
turn
not
it into a Christmas song.
Maybe not at this stage, because it would get lost in all that Christmas pile.
And what if it becomes your most well-known song and then you're just not listening?
People would play.
In the ice camp with Mariah Carey and all that. Fucking Christmas comes, man.
Christmas cake. Christmas for the Kaves, that would be the name.
Brilliant stuff. Dave, Evan, Liam and Sean, that is unfortunately the end of the podcast. Thank you very much for taking time out from your rehearsal this evening to come on the latest This Is The Music Meets podcast. It's been great having you on and getting a little bit of an insight into you as a band and obviously how you started. But just before you go, can you let the listeners know what social media platforms you are on?
On Instagram as the Kaves _, and that is the same as Twitter and Facebook and Spotify, like
TikTok as well. We're on TikTok.
We're on TikTok, which I keep forgetting about.
Well, there you go. We now know where you can find the lads, and we would include all of those links on the episode bio for you as well. As I say, thanks again for coming on. And all that is left for me to say to you is thank you for tuning in to the This Is The Music Meets the Kaves podcast. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to receive all of the latest This Is The Music Meets podcasts. We will see you all again very, very soon.